Welcome to Module 6, Agreements and Contracts. I've come across many bloggers that do reviews who don't send written agreements. There's no right or wrong, but in my experience, a paper trail is the best way of preventing misunderstandings. Having every detail of the agreement between you and the PR rep or resort written out in an agreement or contract form will make life so much easier during your stay. Many times the PR rep or person you've been emailing or talking to is not on site, and although they communicate that you will be there, details can slip through the cracks. A hard copy of a signed agreement will prevent headaches, believe me. Unless the agreement is signed in the presence of a notary public or lawyer, it's not technically court legal. However, it is very important to have something spelled out in a form that looks professional. It's been my experience that as long as both parties agree to the terms and have signed the document, then it's considered a modern-day handshake. I've never had a PR rep or manager refuse to sign one, renege, or argue the terms spelled out after the contract has been signed. Since this isn't a true legal document, either party can go back on what's in the agreement, but to what end? It doesn't look good for either party to be seen as a disagreeable participant. If you don't hold up to your end of the bargain, it will get out and you can kiss future media trips goodbye. Don't promise something that you know you can't deliver. It's just not smart business for either party. I never do a review without a signed agreement. Once a confirmation from the PR rep or resort is received, either verbally or via email, let them know that you'll be sending them an email with an agreement attached for their review. Ask them to read, sign, and return it at their earliest convenience. This is another way for you to present yourself as a professional brand and should be taken seriously. I've been complimented on my detailed agreement by several PR reps and have been told that it gives them a sense of assurance that they are working with the right person. If you don't get a copy sent back to you after a couple of days, send a follow-up email reminding them that you will need the signed copy before you can secure your travel plans and schedule the media trip. Like I said, I've never not gotten one. Don't forget to check your bonus section. I've included a few example agreements for you to customize. This is absolutely a must. On a couple of occasions during my checkout, I've received a bill for a food or an activity that was supposed to be included in the media trip. I've calmly pulled out the agreement and asked to speak to the manager, showed them the contract, and that nipped it in the bud. It's not that the staff are trying to pocket the money, it's just that there is often a lack or misunderstanding in communications. The signature from the PR rep or corporate manager does the trick. I repeat, never promise something I can't deliver. Don't wing it. Don't assume you can figure it out after the fact. If you say you're going to provide a YouTube video, then you better shoot some video during your stay. If you promise a Periscope session during your stay, then you better do one or two. Of course, there are emergencies. If you get sick, hurt, or it's deluging at the resort and you can't take the bike tour of the surrounding community that you wanted to, there's nothing you can do about that. But have a backup plan. Take it upon yourself to walk around and investigate something else you can use to replace what you can't provide. For instance, do they have a cigar lounge? Is there a night tennis court? Do they have a piano bar? Incorporate that into the review to replace what you couldn't do. Always make an effort to over-deliver. I talk about this a lot because it makes a huge difference. You want to be seen as an expert and professional in your niche, and giving them more than they expect or something to replace what couldn't be delivered is the way to do that. Hotels and resorts don't plan on defaulting on an agreed-upon media stay, but it can happen. Things can come up that the resort can't foresee. Once, I was on a media trip where the kitchen fire closed one of the restaurants in the resort I was supposed to review. To replace the experience, they organized a candlelit beach dinner. Honestly, for me, that was better than the original plans. Go with the flow. Be gracious. If something happens and the hotel or resort can't deliver one of the activities, dinners, or events they promise, focus on the other great things about the stay. If the room, suite, or villa promised isn't delivered and you're given something less than what was promised, make sure to send an email immediately to the PR rep or manager and explain that your review will be based on the type of room that you did get. You want to get that straight as soon as possible. It's likely that they don't know there was a switch and will fix it, or, in the least, be aware that your review will be based on a different accommodation. So essentially, the agreement is a virtual handshake between you and the hotel or resort, promising that you'll honor the agreement. Although, like I mentioned, it's not technically legal, but it is an assurance between the two of you that you'll honor your word. So there you have it, Module 6, Agreements and Contracts. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in Module 7.